This is one of the characters that became an unlikable character, and poor decision from the Volition team. They had this character scrapped, and we never seen it again. So today we plan to talk about Dex. Let's get straight into it, bro. Dex is the member of the Third Street Saints, created by Julius Little to try to get rid of the city in Stillwater. Gang violence at the hands of Los Carlos, Vice Kings, and the Westside Rollers. During the events of Saints Row, Dex is appointed by Julius to take down the Los Carlos and also to watch over Johnny Gap, who offered to be in the Vice Kings. To do the Vice Kings anyway. Dex appears to be the voice of the reason among us, the other lieutenants, and it's a super bad Tation and would rather plan that just going in guns blazing, in which he tries to talk and trigger happy Johnny Gat outdoing in the final mission for the Carlos. Dex and a player takes down Angelo Lopez. Finally, finishing the Carlos gang, he appears in the second mission when taking down the corrupt police chief Monroe, who is holding Julius. Now, let's get straight in Saints Row 2. During Saints Row 2, Dex now works as the head of the security for the Ultra and is a successful millionaire. Leaving behind his life as a gang member, he doesn't appear in person during the game, but he mentioned a couple times, and the player is required to phone him to unlock the mission. Revelation, which leads to Dex betraying both the player and Julius. After luring them there in the second DLC for the game, Corporate Warfare DLC, Dex attempts to have newly appointed CEO of the Ultra, Eric, I don't know what the freak this nigga name is, killed while partaking in illegal nuclear waste smuggling. In the end, he ends up having to flee Stillwater to an unknown location after the player ruins his plans. Now let's hop right in Saints Row 3, where things start taking a turn for the worse.
The fuck is this? We paid up this month.
Someone paid more.
What happened?
We got arrested.
No, to us. Burke's right. We traded our dicks in for pussies. Seriously. Movie deals, commercials. Saint's name used to mean something more than body spray and some ass-tasting energy drink.
Dex doesn't appear in Saints Row the Third in the unreleased spinoff. Of Saints Row Money Shot. He is assassinated by a female assassination working for the Ultra named Cypher. Dex is featured in the Revenge diversion in Saints Row Guide to Hell, and Husk wearing Dex visitor cap from Saints Row. So, alright, since for the poor decision from the developers, we never seen Dex on Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4, which is very disappointing because Saints Row 3 was the beginning to the end, and Saints Row 4, that's when they was on full-on Booger Sugar team. But you know, they could have came back with it on the reboot, but they just decided to make some poor decisions. But yeah, we go take a listen from where's that Booger Sugar name boy? What's his name? Steve Jaros. We go take a listen from him. So let's get straight into that right quick.
Obviously, we need to go and tell the story of the player being the leader of the free world. And so, and some people might think this is a little odd, but when you really look at the Saints Row franchise, it makes a lot of sense. First game, gang member. Second game, gang leader. Third game, pop culture icon. So where do you go from there? President, right? But we also wanted to go and include some of these more whimsical elements, and so we bring in aliens into the mix. And what do aliens do? They capture leaders of countries, and so they go and they abduct the president, not realizing that the man or woman they are abducting is the most dangerous human being on the fucking planet. So bringing them onto their simulation, then they get to go and wreak havoc and be naughty and have some shenanigans. So that's kind of how we introduce that sort of president element. The first mission of the game, we go and show how you became president, which I can't go and get into now. But then we bring into the next mission, which takes place in the White House, where you can start being a president. You get to meet your vice president, who's Keith David. You get to sign a bill into law, whether or not you're going to be curing cancer or feeding the hungry. You go and have some deal with unruly senators who don't like your policies, and in general just have a little bit of mischief in the White House before the aliens attacks.
Well, I wish they could come back and make Saints Row good again, but you know, it is what it is. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hope everybody enjoyed this video. Just Kid 150 out. Peace.